Hi VC, George back with another video. Today I'm going to show you some of my record finds from the last couple of weeks, I guess, two and a half weeks. So I was at the hospital a couple of days ago getting just a minor checkup, no problems, and had half an hour to spend, so I went into their magazine shop to get a hi-fi mag, I guess, and didn't have any I wanted. But they did have the Bob Dylan series that they're releasing one every 2 weeks. Here, I don't know if they're doing it over the world or it's Europe or whatever. So they're £16 each. I'm not buying the series, I'm buying one and £16 each, but the first one was £8 and they still had a copy of that, so got this £8. The times they are a changing. Bob Dylan from 1964. Can't go wrong, sealed copy. Bob Dylan, the times they are a changing. So next off, this was an eBay by self-titled Joan Armatrading from 1976. Now you'd think this is Joan's first album, but it's been self-titled. It's her third album. It's the album that broke her in the UK, I think, really. I would have thought, because it's got the hit single on it, Love and Affection. The label is A&M Records. So this is obviously an audiophile copy. Cost me around £40. It's the only audiophile copy you can really, well, you can, yeah. Intervision Records released that a wee while back, but it's sold out and it's pretty expensive, so I'll wait for this meantime. By Nimbus Records. Don't know when it was released. It was probably the 80s, I would think, that they released this for exclusive for readers of Hi-Fi Today. Don't know if that was a British magazine or American. The UK release. So I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully the quality's really good. I'm sure it is. They go for a wee bit of money, these ones, you know. Just a wee drink of water, sorry. So a couple of Saturdays ago, bored again out my skull, and went down over to Berwick-upon-Tweed, and the wee shopping mall, I'll go there, and they never have a lot, really, you know. There was 4 I could have taken. There was 2 weather report albums I left, which I'll get the next, when I'm back down in 3 months' time. I'm sure they'll still be there. But anyway, I got this one. This one caught my eye. It was soundtrack to the movie Gandhi. I don't generally buy soundtracks a hell of a lot. This is from 1982. Remember the film, great movie. So I'm having a look at Ravi Shanker does most of the music in it anyway, so for £8 it was a no-brainer. George Fenton does some orchestration on it, and I think he's maybe heavily involved in one track. He writes one track called South Africa, the beginning. Maybe Gandhi was born in South Africa, I can't really remember. So really looking forward to this at £8. No brainer. Ravi Shanker and Gandhi. Another LP I got there was Blue Flames by Shirley Scott and her husband Stanley Turrentine. This is on Prestige in 1964. Prestige label there. Cost me £15, a bit of a hole's been dug out of there. It's a West German copy. Shirley Scott organ, obviously, Stanley turrentine, tenor sax, Bob Crenshaw bass, and Otis Finch on drums. 5 tracks. Looking forward to this too. Sure it'll be fab. Shirley Scott and Stanley turrentine. And I generally pop into my record shop once a week, just to see what he's got. Sometimes just for a chat, you know, but go for a chat and I end up buying something. So they had this Fatale. It's on the WOMAD label. WOMAD means World of Music, Arts and Dance. It's on the WOMAD label. What does it say? It says this is the original pulse of blues, jazz and pop music. This is Fatale's pilgrimage to African music. So I'm looking forward to this. There's about 6 musicians on it. There's some vocal. I don't know if every song's a vocal or whatever. I've not had my phono amp for the last 2 weeks, so can't play any of these. I've streamed 2 or 3 just to get a listen. So you have Yakuba Bruno Camera. He's the main guy that started the band in Africa. And he plays congas and other percussion. You then have Arafan Toure, and in brackets the living legend. So I guess he's brothers to the other Toure. And yeah, there's various just percussion sort of instruments, I think, on it. There's a thanks to Peter Gabriel on it. Fatale. So looking forward to listening to this. So I've been going to do a purge and speak about all the time, and it's very hard to do. One, you've either got to sell them on eBay. 2, give them to your local record shop, and then I would just have a... Anyway, I seen a couple of LPs he had that I quite fancied. I thought, right, now's the time. I'll take 10 albums from A to B, have a look in there. I pull 10 albums. So before I go sell any albums to him, I have a wee look on Discogs. And the first album I checked, it was a Beautiful South album. I have 2 other Beautiful South albums. This one was given to me, and I maybe played it once. Anyway, it was valued at up to £150 on Discogs. So I put the others back and took that up to him, and I was twisting his arm a bit, really. He was trying to get me how much I wanted, and I was pressing him. Anyway, he offered me £100, and be the guy I am, I says I'll take 90. The album was given to me free, you know, and I ended up getting 6 albums out of it, and I think I've still got £4 credit there. So my first batch I handed over, this was the first album I seen. I fancied the Cowboy Junkies, Canadian group, the Trinity Sessions. This is on Cooking Vinyl from 1988. Totally acoustic album, recorded in a church. Recorded in the Church of the Holy Trinity in Toronto. 1987 and released in 1988. Lou Reed's Sweet Jane on here, and Hank Williams' song I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. So this was recorded just with one microphone into a DAT machine, and even though it's DAT digital, it's great sounding. I think Mo-Fi have done this, I believe. One I've been wanting for a while, so it's the Cowboy Junkies and the Trinity Sessions. While I was there looking, the second album I got was the Waterboys, Room to Roam, from 1990. Obviously Mike Scott from Edinburgh. So they're on a custom label there, nice custom label. Got Vienna here too. What do we have? Vienna. Cleaned that record obviously. I've got time on my hands, I can't play records, so I may as well just clean records. Yeah, full band here. And sometimes the lineup of the Waterboys changes, so this is filling more or less a hole in my Waterboys collection. Room to Roam, the Waterboys, 1990. And the third album I bought that day was Herbie Hancock's The Best Of, which I doubt it is. It was from 1979 on CBS. The advertising there. 6 tracks, taken from 5 albums. Yeah, you've got Chameleon from Headhunters, Doing It from Secrets, I Thought It Was You from Sunlight, and 3 other tracks on the B-sides. So yeah, maybe not as well, I don't know. My favourite would be the 60s of Herbie anyway, you know, so, but obviously Headhunters is a great album too. Herbie Hancock, The Best Of. So I went back about 3 or 4 days later, and there was another LP. It's been on my list for a while, you know, the list you have at the back of your head, you're getting, it's never at the right price. Herbie Hancock actually, I paid a tenner for that. 18 for the Waterboys, 18 for Cowboy Junkies, and I think £18 for this. This is Pete Townshend from The Who, obviously, and Ronnie Lane, who's sadly not with us anymore, from The Faces. Ronnie played bass in The Faces and was a great acoustic. A lot of the early Faces sound was, I'm sure, was down to Ronnie Lane, which made the Faces such a great band. From the Small Faces, obviously. So that's the Two Chaps there. This is from 1979. Label is, what's Polydor. Original UK from 1979, and we have a few guest star appearances. Charlie Watts plays drums on a couple of tracks. Eric Clapton plays on about 3 tracks, adding dobro and lead guitar. Gallagher and Lyle, the Scottish folk duo, which Brian Ferry recorded Heart on My Sleeve, was a Gallagher and Lyle track back in the day. Charlie Watts, Ian Stewart from the Stones on piano 1 track, and John Entwistle plays bass on 1 track, and there's various other musicians. So one I wanted in the collection, finally got a copy. Rough mix by Pete Townshend and Ronnie Lane. So the 5th album I got off my money, second that day, was Richard and Linda Thompson, First Light, is it? First Light, yeah, from 1978. Not sure, it's maybe about their 3rd album. Richard Thompson looks quite young there. His ex-wife, Linda Thompson. This is on the Chrysalis label. We have Dave Mattick's on drums. Great bit of art there actually, isn't it? And then we have a whole host of backing vocals. Now I don't know if they're on one track or a choir on one track or on different tracks. We've got Andy Fairweather Lowe, Julie Covington, Maddie Pryor, Ian Matthews, etc. There's quite a few guest star backing vocals. Streamed this, some great tracks on it. Richard and Linda Thompson, First Light. And last but not least, we have the new percussion group of Amsterdam. Go Between is the album. This is from 1987 on EG, the EG record label, which Eno was on and whatever. Subsidiary Virgin Records. So what first attracted me to it was Bill Bruford. Seen Bill Bruford name there, a great drummer, and EG Records, and it was a no-brainer when I seen that. Lovely bit of artwork again from 1949 by Joan Myro. So Bill Bruford is a guest drummer, and the other guest drummer is Kiko Abe. He's a Japanese drummer. So there's 2 tracks each side. Go Between features Bill Bruford, 14 minutes 26, and 1 track on the second side features Kiko Abe, who's a famous Japanese marimba player. So really looking forward to hearing this again. Nice to have a bit of a cull with no blue notes and buy what I normally sort of would pick up from the second-hand shops. Okay, that's a bit from now. I've got an album coming tomorrow. It didn't make the video. Hope you enjoyed that. Have a great Sunday. Catch you later. Bye then.